The statistics are astounding. Fully 30,000 Americans die each year at their own hand. That's higher than the murder rate. What's more remarkable is that 25 times that number actually attempt suicide and fail. Well, it's become so pervasive, it's really something that the business community has to wake up to. Bernie Dyme is the president and CEO of Perspectives. That's a workplace resource company. You provide all kinds of services, including employee assistance programs. Bernie, why aren't the CEOs and the C-suite people taking this more seriously?
I think it's fear. I think it's fear of the unknown. I think it's fear of brand damage. And I think it's unfortunate because talking about suicide is really what gets people to know that it's okay and not do it and get the help they need.
Well, that's the point. There's a stigma associated with it.
Right. And I think CEOs themselves are nervous about talking about it. I think what's astounding is that basically 1 out of every 20 of us will have somebody in our family commit suicide. Or have some relationship to suicide. 60% of the folks that we know, that 60% of us, will also be affected by people who have committed suicide.
So, Bernie, you talk to CEOs and executives. Do they first kind of give you pushback, or do they buy into it readily when they understand the nature?
There's a great deal of reluctance, and I do understand their reluctance, but my job and the job of folks on the National Action Alliance for Suicide Prevention is to get CEOs to understand that this is not something they should be afraid of. It is something they should talk about. That destigmatizing this will help, because most suicides occur as a result of some kind of a psychiatric or mental illness issue.
What are some of the telltale signs, if any, are you telling managers they've got to be aware of?
Well, I think any change in behavior is something that they should be aware of. Anybody who is normally happy, delightful, comfortable, outgoing, if there's a sudden pattern change, then I think it's something they should think about. And again, just ask how they're doing and provide them with resources. Internal, psychologists, spiritual resources. That's what EAPs are about.
All right, change of behavior, other clues.
Other clues, any kind of history of suicide, any kind of mental health issues. If somebody has a loss, the economy has a lot to do with that too. I think if people have financial issues, they're going to be more prone to mental health issues, and they're going to be more likely to do something to hurt themselves.
They can't be too intrusive, managers, that is, because, you know, sometimes people just have odd behavior, and you can't just draw conclusions from that.
Absolutely, and nor should they. You should not be doing diagnoses as a manager. You should be saying, hey, I know you, I care about you, and I'm concerned. I'm concerned about what's going on.
Do you think that things are looking better for bosses and executives being alert to these things?
I think the only good thing is that we're in a bad economy and people are more receptive to doing something to keep their employees. I think it's still something that's frightening, and we need to be pushing this boulder uphill.
Bernie Dyme, CEO of Perspectives. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Bill.